Hello, everyone. Today's guest is Loay Alshareef. He's a linguist and social media activist who joins us today from Bahrain. You were very much invested in the region before the agreement was made public. How are you feeling today?
I am feeling blessed. I am feeling, thank you so much, Michal, first for hosting me. I feel blessed. I feel that we are living in the days of true peace. I believe that the words of Prophet Isaiah, when he said, "Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, they shall learn war no more." The words of Prophet Isaiah are becoming true. And I believe that we are all making a new age of peace, like peace between the people, peace for prosperity, security, peace for the interest of not only the children of Israel, not only for the people of Israel, but for all of us, like for all of us in the region, inshallah.
And you also speak some Hebrew. How did this happen?
בגלל הנביאים. אני אוהב את השפה העברית בגלל ישעיהו, בגלל הנביא ירמיה, בגלל המלך דוד, בגלל כל הנביאים. All the history of the Jewish prophets, the prophets of Israel, is really astonishing. And I believe as a Muslim, I said it before, Michal, I believe I am as a Muslim a continuation of the prophets of Israel. אני מאמין שהמוסלמי הוא ההמשכיות של נביאי ישראל. So I'm very connected to the land of Israel and to the children of Israel and to the history of Israel and of course to the language of Israel, which is Ivrit.
This agreement, this historic agreement, is of course attributed to the United States, to Israel, to the UAE, to Bahrain. But you say that it should all be credited to someone else who came much before.
To my late president, Muhammad Anwar Sadat. You know, I'm so proud that this is happening. But you know, the Egyptian president, Muhammad Anwar Sadat, Michal, he made this courageous move. I'm not saying that because of my Egyptian origin, but I'm saying that to be very honest with you, because Sadat made a very courageous move when he decided to go to the Israeli parliament and he said, "Let there be no more wars between Arabs and Israelis." And he made it very, and he paid his life for it, Michal. When a courageous president like Sadat pays his life for peace, he should be honored. And we have a courageous leader like Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, he should be honored. Our courageous king, King Hamad bin Isa, he should be honored. And this is why I say peace is made by courageous people. War is made by coward leaders. And our leaders are courageous leaders. And this is why I'm saying Sadat, the move that he did, talking with the Israelis, negotiating with the Israelis, and recognizing Israel is actually what made all things possible. And I think, may God have mercy on his soul.
Loay, do you think that there are still many Bahrainis and even Egyptians who aren't aware of the fact that there are Muslims living in Israel, serving in the army, and call themselves proud Israelis?
There are so many Arabs, to be very honest, Michal, who do not comprehend this fact. There are so many Arabs who think that Israel is plotting against the Muslim world, which is absolutely not true, or that Israel does not respect Muslims. That is not true. I know so many Israeli Arabs who are proud of their citizenship, who are proud of being Muslims, Christians, Druze. And of course, it's not only about Bahrain or Saudis or Egyptians who don't know this, it's about the Arab media. The Arab media does not shed light on these facts. And as I tell you, you have to state facts as they are. Facts say that Israel is a democratic state and it allows freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of religious practice. And this has to be surfaced. And I believe it is the time being. People now know so many things that they weren't believing about Israel.
What's been the most surprising fact to you?
That's a very good question. To be very honest, a few years ago, I thought that Israel is not a state for all its citizens. And I kept hearing that Israel is against Muslims, is against everyone. Two of my friends changed that upside down. They were Arabs, Muslims. They both are Muslims. And when I was looking for someone to practice Hebrew with, they were these two ladies. And then they said, we are, I'm taking my kid to school, and then we are going to the Quran. And I said, what, Quran Israeli? Are you kidding me? Yeah, we are Muslims, but we are Israelis as well, and we are so proud of it. I started to watch Israeli news channels, local channels. I started to watch, to know more about Israel. And to be very honest, it all changed upside down. So the most amazing thing that really shocked me was that Israel is a state that accepts all people, and it accepts citizens who are not Jewish, even though it's a Jewish state.
So let's talk about your first trip, your future trip to Israel. We don't know when that will be, but I'm sure you'll be one of the first traveling. And I know we'll be very happy to have you, inshallah.
Be'ezrat Hashem, inshallah.
Inshallah.
I already have the planning, by the way, to be very honest with you. I have the planning where I'm going to visit in Israel. So first, I would love to visit Habira Shel HaMelech David. You know what is that, right?
Ir David.
Ir David, yes. Habira Shel HaMelech David, the capital of King David, is Jerusalem. I would visit Jerusalem first, of course. There is an astrophysicist who said, Neil deGrasse Tyson, who said that the air that you're breathing in any country is very great, that so many people who lived there ages ago breathe the same air. So I would love to breathe the same air of Yehuda al-Maccabi, Jeremiah, Isaac, Abraham, David, and the Jewish prophets. So Jerusalem comes first. And then I would love to visit Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus. And I would love to visit Tekoa. It's the birthplace of Prophet Amos. He is the only prophet from Judea who prophesied in Israel. And I would love to visit also the Sea of Galilee, where Jesus walked on the water. And I would love to visit Beersheba. Beersheba in the Bible, it's the border, the southern border of the kingdom of Israel. And I would love to visit Jabal al-Karmel, Mount of Carmel. It's where the prophet Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu Hagil-Adi, he stood against the prophets of Baal, the false god. And I would love to visit the 6 places of when Joshua conquered the land. He made 6 places to be the safeguards of the land of Israel. And I would love to visit also, I said Jerusalem, Tekoa, and of course Tel Aviv. But of course the cities and the locations of the prophets come first. The prophets of Nevi'ei Israel, inshallah.
And you also mentioned that you would like to invest in Israel. I'm curious to know, are there any specific sectors you're looking at?
Education and technology. I own an academy. It's called Loay Academy. I was very inspired by Khan, who made Khan Academy. And I love teaching people, Michal. And I speak different languages. I write different languages. And I wanted to spread this knowledge. This knowledge, when you spread knowledge to people, you make money and you do good. So I want to invest in education. I want to invest in technology. I want to invest in R&D, research and development. And inshallah, very soon, I might have an office in I hope in Jerusalem, in King David's capital, inshallah. You can never imagine, Michal, you are a dear friend, but you would never imagine how much I love Jerusalem. You never imagine how much I love Jerusalem and all the places of the prophets of Israel. Because, when I read their stories in the Bible, I get connected, whether I control it or not. You can never disconnect this precious connection between me and the prophets of Israel. Of course, King David said, Jerusalem, if I forget thee, may my right hand, it's coming loose. And I can never wait for this moment when I visit the eternal capital of King David, the King of Israel. I would love to take sands from Jerusalem, and I would keep it in a sacred pocket, and I would call it this sand from the land of Israel, and especially from the eternal capital of King David, Jerusalem, inshallah. And I will take it back with me in Bahrain, inshallah.
Loay Alshareef, such a pleasure speaking with you today, and I look forward to many more conversations.
Ezrat Hashem, looking forward as well. Thank you so much. God bless you, Michal.